It is the one, the only Frankie MacDonald. How you doing today, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. Guess what? Former Team Life Chab. Now they call it Reckless. They call it the internet radio show called Reckless Airwaves Radio, coming on Thursday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Atlantic time. That's 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Formerly Team Life Chab. They're going to interview me tomorrow night.
That's amazing, Frankie. We were just talking about all the other interviews that you do. How many interviews do you think, if you could count with your hands, you do a week?
I did 4 interviews last Thursday. This Thursday, I'll get 6 interviews.
And you enjoy doing these? Do you get tired?
Yes.
Or you enjoy it? And what kind of questions do people ask you usually?
Lots of questions and things like that. And that means, and what about the countries that don't even speak English?
Then you're going to need a translator. But I can see that things like Google Translate or YouTube Translate are getting pretty quick, aren't they?
A lot of older people, a lot of Russians still don't watch my videos, even with the Russian subtitles by Google Translate, because a lot of people don't understand it.
You are international, though, aren't you? People know you all around the world.
A lot of Russians don't watch my videos because of culture's way different.
So here we have Frankie MacDonald, and we're live today, Frankie, on Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, and YouTube. If you have any questions for Frankie, we'll give your name a shout out, and we'll answer your questions the best we can. Frankie, here's your first question, and this one is from Luke Birch in England. Hey, Frankie, what did you have for lunch today?
I had hot dogs.
Okay, all dressed, or?
Just a hot dog.
Okay, I have a question for you. What's that, Frankie?
Hot dog on the bun.
On a bun. Classic hot dog. You can't beat it. I didn't have lunch today. Frankie, what is the weather like in your area?
It's cold outside, but it's windy. What about Montreal?
Well, if we look out the window, Frankie, you can see it's overcast. It's cold. It's about 9 degrees, I think. It kind of goes down to almost 0, and it might snow for the first time
Guess
today.
what? You're taking a week off for Remembrance Day and American Thanksgiving week, because that means that I'll be on Robinson's show on November the 18th.
Okay, so I get to have a holiday then, are you saying?
Yes.
Oh,
because a lot of American listeners have their turkey on Thursday.
Oh, great. That would be great, because we had our Canadian Thanksgiving, and then we redid. Frankie helped me rebuild 2 computers on the Base Guy show, didn't you? We've been busy.
That means you have to order 2 gigs of RAM for the other Levino.
That's right. So we're going to order. Frankie helped me put in RAM and some more memory, and we fixed we got a new graphics card, and the power supply was the difficult part, Frankie.
The next thing you're going to do with the computer is order 2 gigs of RAM. That's 16 gigs of RAM on Levino.
For people watching, what kind of advice can you give for 2020, Frankie, for phones and computers?
Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That's one.
That's what people should maybe look into. What are you using at the moment, Frankie?
Samsung Galaxy Note 10.
Here's another question. Is Frankie looking forward to Halloween?
Yes, not only Halloween, but the election day is November 3rd.
So what's happening with Election Day and the big build-up, Frankie?
Biden's leading right now.
Okay. And have you been watching the news and keeping up with everything, I guess?
Yeah.
I'm looking right now at a chickadee on our bird feeder. What kind of birds do you get in your back garden, Frankie?
They get the tiny little birds. Sometimes they get crows. Seagulls are over in the harbor.
I remember when I met you, we went for a walk at the boardwalk, and there was a lot of seagulls there, obviously. But what other kind of birds do you get down at the boardwalk in Sydney, Nova Scotia?
Loon.
Here's a question from Jack Pearson, 22, saying, Frankie, do you have your Halloween fangs?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you do a Halloween video every year. It's my favorite video that you do. You just did your new one, didn't you?
I just did a new one. I don't get as many views anymore because YouTube is going down since 2000. Not like back in 2011 or 2012.
So thanks for
YouTube
being
is
here.
Different. YouTube is different 10 years ago than right now.
Yeah, it keeps changing. I just went on to YouTube Live, and they changed a couple of their buttons around, and they keep rebranding everything, but that's okay. What social media do you use at the moment, Frankie, the most?
I use YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
How many combined views do you have on your YouTube?
Over 40 million views, grand total since June 13, 2011.
40 million. Do you try to answer questions on the comment board?
Yeah, I answer questions. I just write the comments and answer their questions. I write comments to my fans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, things like that.
I have something to show you, Frankie. I know you can't see me right now, but you can see it on the replay. I took my Frankie MacDonald action figure and I made it extra spooky. I turned you into a Halloween ghost.
Yeah.
Isn't that scary?
Montreal is under a red alert for COVID-19. Russia's now under a red alert. I know Victor, he's moving back to rise in Russia because Victor's going to work from home because he's with a company in St. Petersburg, Russia.
I think in Montreal and Quebec here, they've closed all the restaurants and everything again. Like you said, we're on code red. And what is your advice to people all around the world right now for a coronavirus?
Argentina's going to code red too. And did you hear about that? Australia already had their second wave already. Japan already had their second wave. And those South Africa's cases are going down in South Africa. Cases are going down in India. India already had reached their apex of COVID virus. And India's going down too.
Well, that's great news, isn't it?
China really is not getting the second wave at all.
How come?
Because they're taking the measures strictly over there. They're not allowed to know about social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and things like that. They're not allowed to know about the New York Times and things like that. They got their own.
What about a third wave? Has anyone talked about that?
The United States is getting it right now.
How far do people have to stay apart from each other, Frankie?
48 feet.
You heard it here, 48 feet. That's like across the street, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask everybody watching, Jack Pearson and D Divine and Luke and even Frankie and myself, if you could share this out so people know that Frankie's live. We're here every Wednesday and we just have a little bit of fun. Are you having fun today so far, Frankie?
Fun.
And,
I found it out for the American COVID-19 vaccine. They tested on 30,000 people on the first dose. They're finishing up with the second dose now.
Frankie and I made...
For Oxford, England, on the COVID-19 vaccine, they're showing responses, immune responses, all ages of Oxford vaccine.
Wow, so you're really up to date with everything, Frankie. And what is it like in your area with the coronavirus?
Very, very, very few cases, mostly travel-related, currently self-isolating.
So this year, the cruise ships aren't coming to the port, are they?
No. What about Antarctica going to What about scientists going to Antarctica? Prince Wade.
What about him?
I know that guy. His trip to Antarctica is canceled this season, and he's going to North Pole instead.
You know a lot of people, Frankie, and you also connect a lot of people together. You're very good at that. We have Jack Pearson here saying Frankie should put an advertisement for his appearance here on his Instagram feed.
Prince Wade. That's the guy. He's one of the scientists in McMurdo Station, Antarctica. That's him.
Okay. You can send me his address and I'll follow him.
Prince.swede.
Okay. Thank you, Frankie. We have Sarah Sparkle here, a friend of the show.
Yes,
welcome,
I just
Sarah.
did a video for Hurricane Zeta.
Yes, I just saw that on the news. I was watching Al Jazeera and I saw that. Can you tell us about that hurricane, please?
It's headed towards New Orleans, Louisiana. It's going to bring lots of rain there. I did a video on that.
What should people do in that area to be prepared?
Stay away from the beaches and don't go near the shores. Evacuate in red zone.
It's careful if you're rushing around and stuff. Sometimes if you're busy in that and you're trying to get too many things done like I do, you can trip down the stairs or something and bump your knee.
Then the ambulance go, they say, okay, doctor, this guy's off. Throw him in the garbage.
Well, how much trouble would the doctor be in?
So much trouble.
He'd say, who threw you in the garbage?
The doctor did.
Why did the doctor throw you in the garbage?
He's just too busy.
He's too busy. You can't just be throwing people around in the garbage just because you feel like it.
This is an action figure of me.
Oh, cool. I just showed the action figure, Frankie, of the Frankie MacDonald action figure as a ghost. It's pretty, look how spooky it is.
I'm not a fan of my Madeline. I just forwarded the video to you.
Thank you, Frankie. So, Frankie, you sent me in a clip of your one of your latest videos. Should we take a look at that now?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look. Thanks, Frankie.
Hey, everybody. It's Frankie MacDonald. Bitcoin has gone up again One Bitcoin, that's around $13,000 American. That's worth a lot more money in Canadian currency so far. Bitcoin has gone up again once again. And Bitcoin has returned. It's gone up again. One Bitcoin, that's around $13,000 American. It's going up. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
$13,000 for one Bitcoin.
Yes.
Why is it so high for one?
It's
Why
going
is
up
it?
again.
That's a pretty unusual currency, I guess, with inflation.
$13,000 American. That's worth more in Canadian.
Maybe with inflation in the future, one Bitcoin will be worth like $3 or something in a while. So I love doing this, Frankie. It's always fun talking to you. I met Frankie years ago at the boardwalk. We traveled 2,000 miles to go meet Frankie, and we hung out at the boardwalk and stuff. And you had your book launch, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Did you hear about that? And Rob and Slim Show, November 18th.
Rob and Slim Show. I love being on their show too. Frankie got me on that
Rob and Slim
show.
Cut back to every 2 weeks now.
You do that a lot, Frankie. You talk to people who are doing stuff on the internet and you're saying you should do this and you should go there, and then people end up meeting each other and talking to each other. So thank you for that, Frankie.
Did you talk to Rob and Slim yet about you're going on the Rob and Slim Show again?
Yeah, they said they've been busy, plus they've changed their schedule to every second week instead of every week, so they're going to have like less guests on or something like that. So maybe around Christmas or something, Frankie.
Team Left Jab is coming back.
For Christmas,
Airwaves Radio, that's formerly known as Team Left Jab, same as the running that internet radio show, Team Left Jab. Now it's Reckless Airwaves Radio.
Everybody go check out Team Left Jab on the internet and you'll see Frankie there.
Team Left Jab is not there anymore. Now it's Reckless Airwaves Radio.
Okay, Reckless Airwaves Radio. I'll check it all out. My head's all over the place lately, Frankie. I've been really busy with stuff. Any advice for really busy people?
That means that Joe Biden's going to be mighty busy once he wins the election.
Once he wins the election.
Joe Biden.
Frankie, is that one of your predictions?
Yeah.
Amazing. Frankie, we have DJ Jacques Le Cube on Twitch. This is one of the first time a Twitch viewer has reached out who recognizes Frankie. I just sent you
the Scientist of Antarctica's profile to your Facebook, to your Twitter.
Thank you, Frankie. Love Frankie from Vancouver. Could you say hello to Jacques in Vancouver?
Hello, Jacques in Vancouver. I'm doing great so far. I'd like to say hi to Ingrid of Novosibirsk, Russia. I'd like to say hi to everyone in Caracas, Venezuela. I'd like to say hi to everyone in Sochi, Russia. I'd like to say hi to everyone in Pyongyang, South Korea. I'd like to say hi to everyone in Beijing, China.
Jack Pearson 22 is saying, has Frankie ever played or wanted to play an instrument? If so, which one?
Piano and xylophone and did you hear about that?
Hey, didn't you play in school, Frankie? Didn't you play some instrument? What did you play?
Piano and xylophone. And in music class, when I was in physical education, I played pickleball, soccer, baseball, badminton, tennis, soccer.
Cool. Did you ever play dodgeball where people throw balls at each other?
Dodgeball, that means you have to catch it. And when somebody gets hit, you're out.
Yeah, I think we played tetherball. You know, the game you hit with the palm of your hand and it goes around in a circle?
Yeah.
And, Hey, Frankie, why don't we reverse the game here? Why don't we ask you the viewer questions? Why don't we ask questions to the viewers?
Yes.
Mike the Can Man is here. Ask him a question, Frankie.
Hey, Mike, how is Boston so far? How is the cases of COVID-19 in Boston, Massachusetts?
Hey, DJ Jacques Le Cube on Twitch. What did you eat for breakfast today? Hey, Frankie, why don't you ask?
I had Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. Wow, my friend Sock Cop was showing me that they have a Halloween spooky edition of Captain Crunch.
And not only that, but inauguration day is on January 20th, 2021.
Mike the Can Man is on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. He's asking, don't forget, can you say hello to Janessa in Brazil?
Hi, Janessa in Brazil. I'm doing great so far. I'd like to say hi to Dmitry of Russia. I'm doing great so far. I'd like to say hi to a fan of mine, Vladivostok, Russia.
Imagine, Frankie, if there was no internet.
Different story.
Whole different story. How would you reach the masses without the internet?
You have to travel all over the world then.
Yeah. So just 1 second, Frankie. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. We're going to be asking some more questions with Frankie in a little while. Please ask Frankie any question you want. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be related to the weather. It can be about anything. So, wait. 1 second, everybody. Someone's at my window. 1 second. My show here. Something at the frickin' window again. What is it this time? Work done. Not again. Freaking window. Get my work done here. Sorry about that, Frankie. There's always someone. Do people knock at your window ever, Frankie, and interrupt you?
No. I know Madeline, she lives in Iowa. I just sent you the videos. I took a video with Madeline the other night and I forwarded it to you.
That's right. Yeah, thank you for that, Frankie. I can't show that video because the people in the video are too young, and if I don't have their permission, the government could get me in trouble, Frankie.
The government get you in trouble.
Yeah, and then they'd say, you come with us, you're going to jail.
In Russia, you're not allowed to speak against the government. You're not allowed to take pictures of railroad tracks. You're not allowed to take pictures of... You're not allowed to take pictures of kids in Russia. You're not allowed to speak against the government. You're not allowed to take pictures of dams over there. In Uganda, you're not allowed to take pictures of dams over in Uganda.
What if you lived there and you went on your Facebook or something and you went, hey, I don't like you, government?
You get in a lot of trouble in Russia and China. In China, Facebook is completely blocked in China.
Stay home and do the... Imagine the world with no internet.
Different story.
Whole different story. Frankie, what kind of films have you been watching lately?
Dunkirk, that's the last film I saw at home. Is Dunkirk's like it takes place when they're fighting against the enemies.
Oh, we have Chicago Timer here. Could you say hello to my friend Tim in Chicago?
Hi, Tim in Chicago. I'm doing great so far.
Thank you, Tim. So we have Evan here saying hello, Frankie. Maybe a shout out to Evan on YouTube.
Hi, Evan. I'm doing great so far.
If you have any questions, please let us know. Here's one from Jack Pearson 22 saying people are getting used to staying home. I bet more and more are getting used to it and don't want to go back. It's probably true, eh? People are getting used to staying home. And then
I found it out there talking about merging flu vaccine and COVID vaccine to one vaccine.
Okay, but what happens if they come up with a vaccine that works and what's going to happen? Everyone's going to want it at the same time.
Then the military will be there.
Yeah, there'll have to be a drill sergeant yelling at everybody, get in line. The drill sergeant will have to take a helicopter to go to the pharmacy because the line will be like 100 miles long of people.
The sergeant will be screaming their lungs out.
So what Frankie and I are talking about is we made a video called Coronavirus Blues, and Frankie predicted the future. He predicted all of these things happening before they happened.
If the vaccine works really, 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 really well, that means the sergeant will be at the drugstore.
What will the sergeant yell to people?
Stand 6 feet.
Stay apart 48 feet at all times. Get in line.
The sergeant will be there in a helicopter and they're at the soldiers.
To on your social media these days.
That means I'm doing great so far. Did you hear about that? And I just took pictures of fall leaves in Sydney, Nova Scotia. That means I do my strategy when I upload my videos. I click says, no, this video's not made for kids. And I just click that. That's another thing I do.
Okay, so that means that you're following...
Just a video of myself.
You're following the rules and the regulations, right?
I just take a video of myself. I just click, not made for kids.
D. Divine from Edmonton is saying, the thing I miss besides visiting and traveling is the buffets. Since March, we have not been inside a restaurant. Takeout is not the same.
Takeout's not the same. Even in Russia, that guy in Russia is going to work for Home and Rise in Russia. And once he gets a vaccine, he'll be going back to St. Petersburg, Russia to work.
What about your, I was trying to find it here. What about your friend Scott from the Pizza Zone? He does takeout still?
He's still tickled too.
What?
And did you hear about that? You saw Monica.
Yeah, I met Monica. She's amazing, eh? Isn't Monica a wonderful, wonderful person?
Yeah. And did you hear about that? I'll be on Gary Dion's show right after this.
Oh, right after. You're going to make a video and send it to them? Is that correct? Or you're actually on the show?
Actually on the show. Guess what? I'll be on Rob Slim show tonight.
Amazing, Frankie. Oh,
November
tonight.
18th, on November 18th, that's the next time I'll be on Rob Slim show. You'll take a video right now.
Okay, so Frankie and I do this often. We're going to make, with the help of the viewers, we're going to make a live Rob and Slim commercial to promote Frankie being on it today. Rob and Slim are a podcast from New Jersey. They have a lot of fun, and they have a lot of amazing, like, world famous guests, movie stars and stuff sometimes. And let's do it. So we're going to all count us down, and then you introduce it. Okay, Frankie? Okay, 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news, a message from Frankie MacDonald.
Hey everybody, I will be on the Rob Slim show on Wednesday, November the 18th, 2020 at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 10 o'clock p.m. Atlantic Standard Time.
Okay, and cut and print that. There we go, Frankie. We've done it.
That means Rob Slim is doing a show a week before because American Thanksgiving's a week later.
Okay, so they've moved their schedule a little bit.
That means you're not gonna. Guess what? You're not gonna be on Base Guy Show on Remembrance Day and American Thanksgiving week as well.
Oh, I could use the break. We have Chef on YouTube. Hello, Chef. Can you say hi to Chef?
Hi, Chef. I'm doing great so far.
He's in Wales. Can you tell us about the United Kingdom, what the weather's like in Wales?
Right now, cold air fighting each other, rain and wind coming fighting each other. Europe is going to start their windstorm season because La Nina.
Here's a question from Jack Pearson22 on Twitch saying, Frankie, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
It could cut a lot of wood.
My friend Sock Cop just pointed out on one of his new jokes that she sells seashells by the seashore. Why would anyone sell seashells by the seashore if they're free? I mean, who are these people?
Monica's picking that now, too.
Pardon?
Monica's picking seashells now.
Oh, she goes to the beach, and what does she do with the seashells?
Pick them up. Make it jewelry.
So she actually sells the seashells?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, she just makes them for gifts for people for Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing. So here we are, Frankie MacDonald. Frankie, here's my main question of today. What do you think the winter is going to be like this year?
It's going to be extremely stormy all across Northern Hemisphere. Extremely stormy summer in Southern Hemisphere because La Nina.
Well, Frankie, I think we've covered everything. I know you're busy. You're on 2 more shows
today. And I just
today.
do another video about Asteroid 2018 VP1 headed towards the Earth on November 2nd, 2020.
I noticed last night in the sky that Venus and Jupiter looked really far away and over to the right of the sky. The night sky is changing. The moon is going to be the brightest it ever gets at this time of the year. The harvest moon, I guess, right?
Yes.
And Frankie, you told me once that you wanted to go to the moon.
Neil Armstrong's been there in 1969. Once Neil Armstrong came back from the moon, he had to isolate for a few weeks.
If you were on the moon, what kind of weather report would you give?
That means that then it'll be epic. That means once I come back, then I have to isolate for a long time because I came back. Just like Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, you have to isolate for a long time because also you have jelly lakes because the gravity is different, so you feel funny.
And Mars is different. That means virus is way worse up in Mars and Venus. And virus is way worse than Saturn's moon Titan.
Now, if you could go to the moon, Frankie, NASA would make you go in that thing where you spin in a circle and you have to go like a whole bunch of G's and you'd be stuck to the wall. Would you do that?
Yeah, they had to stay like a gravitron at a certain word, and that's way worse than gravitron.
Yeah. Here's a good what Luke is saying in England. I wish I knew how to identify planets with naked eye. You can if you get the app. It's a free application called Star Walker, and you can just point your phone in the air and it'll tell you what you're looking at. It's really cool. It's an old app from like 2005. Humanity is probably going. Sorry, Frankie?
They haven't updated in a while.
Yeah, you have to update everything. Everything changes. You got to rebrand yourself. What is Frankie MacDonald going to look like over the next 10 years, your content?
Then I'll be traveling every country in the world.
Remember you did that video where you became famous overnight, one of your first videos you did on the baseball stands.
Severe earthquake warning.
And how did that change your life, that one video?
It changed instantly.
People didn't know who you were before. It was the dark ages of Frankie, as you said.
Dark ages before that.
Are all the questions coming through? I'm missing some of them. Here's one from Twitch. Frankie, Hurricane Zeta is now a Category 2 hurricane.
Yes, I did a forecast on that. It's on my YouTube channel.
And humanity is probably going back to the moon in 2024. What do you think?
That's going to be a lot of things.
Did you have fun today on the Bass Guy Show?
Yes, I had fun on the Bass Guy Show. Gary Dino Show is next.
It didn't work today for some reason, but why do you like that song so much, Frankie?
Since when I was a kid, back in the 1990s.
Did someone show it to you, or did you hear it in a club? How did you first hear it?
On TV in the 1990s.
What was television like in the 1990s?
Television in the 1990s, it had 480 pixels. TV, it's a bubble screen. They didn't even have high definition yet. They only had analog cable. When they have a static, when they have the cable TV problems, they have to have static.
Do you remember UHF and VHF or whatever, and you had to like put rabbit ears on your TV and like move the wires around and stuff?
Yes, that's a long time ago.
Black and white television. Eh? What was the world like before TV?
People had listened to old radio. Before that, people had horses. Before that, it had pirates. Before that, sword fight in the medieval period.
Jack is saying there used to be a full duplex, half duplex setting on Skype. Yeah, they change the settings all the time on a lot of these apps, so you need to update.
Yes. Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to the Bass Guy Radio Show.
Thank you, Frankie.
This is Frankie MacDonald. My own team takes live at City Nose Scotia. Major storm. It's going to bring a lot of rain. It's going to bring 2 inches of rain or more in some places, including lots of flood. That's going to bring down power.